Hello friends, myself R.D. Mahajan, Assistant Professor, MIT Aurangabad, presenting my next video on the topic Fourier cosine transform. In continuation with the previous part, I will discuss some more examples on Fourier cosine transform. First example, find cosine transform of f of x is equals to e raised to minus 2x plus 4 into e raised to minus 3x for the condition x greater than or equals to 0. Here we require to find Fourier cosine transform where function is having two terms given f of x is equals to e raised to minus 2x plus 4 e raised to minus 3x for the condition x greater than or equals to 0. It is 0 to infinity. X lies between 0 to infinity. Then Fourier cosine transform fc lambda is given by root 2 by pi integral from 0 to infinity f of u into cos of lambda u du. It is equals to root 2 by pi integral from 0 to infinity. Substitute the value of f of u, f of x converting in terms of u, it becomes e raised to minus 2u plus 4 e raised to minus 3u into cos of lambda u du. Splitting these two integrals, root 2 by pi as it is, integral from 0 to infinity e raised to minus 2u cos of lambda u du plus 4 times integral from 0 to infinity e raised to minus 3u cos of lambda u du, and that is equals to root 2 by pi. We call this as I1 and second one as I2, and we call this as equation 1, where first integral I1 is equals to integral from 0 to infinity of e raised to minus 2u cos of lambda u du, and to integrate it we use the standard result of integration. We know that integration of e raised to ax cos of bx dx as e raised to ax divided by a square plus b square in bracket a cos bx plus b sin of bx. We use the standard result of comparing these two integral. We get x as u, e raised to x, coefficient of x in this term is a, here coefficient of u, therefore a is minus 2, cos of bx, coefficient of x in this term as b, therefore here b is lambda. and therefore it is equals to I1 is equals to e raised to x, here it is e raised to minus 2u divided by a square plus b square, minus 2 square is 4, b square is lambda square in bracket a cos bx minus 2 cos of lambda u plus b lambda sine of lambda u, bracket close, outer bracket close, and limits from 0 to infinity. If we substitute the limit as upper limit as infinity, we get e raised to minus infinity, value is 0. For lower limit, it becomes e raised to 0, value is 1. And therefore, we have e raised to minus infinity, that term is 0 minus lower limit e raised to 0, 1 upon 4 plus lambda square, cos 0 is 1, therefore it is minus 2 into 1, minus 2, sin 0 is 0, and therefore that value is, this minus minus it becomes plus 2 divided by 4 plus lambda square. Equation 2. This is the value of I1 by using the standard result of integration. Similarly, we try to find I2. Similarly, we find I2 as integration from 0 to infinity of e raised to minus 3u cos of lambda u du. Again, using the same standard result, comparing these two, we get x as u, a as minus 3 and b as lambda, and therefore I2 is equals to e raised to ax e raised to minus 3u, a square minus 3 square, minus 3 square is 9, b square lambda square multiplied by a cos bx minus 3 cos of lambda u plus b lambda sine of lambda u, limit from 0 to infinity. It is equals to, substituting the upper limit as infinity, we get e raised to minus infinity, e raised to minus infinity 0, minus lower limit e raised to 0, 1 upon 9 plus lambda square multiplied by cos 0 1, therefore it is minus 3, sin 0 is 0, and therefore it is equals to minus minus, it becomes 3 divided by 9 plus lambda square, value of I2. We call this as equation 3. Substituting the value of I1 and I2 in equation 1, equation 1 becomes, therefore we get Fc lambda is equals to root 2 by pi, value of I1, it is 2 divided by 4 plus lambda square plus 4 times I2, that I2 is 3 divided by 9 plus lambda square, and therefore we get in simplified form root 2 by pi 2 divided by 4 plus lambda square, 4 3 is 12 divided by 9 plus lambda square as the required answer. It is a combination of two terms, therefore we put that value in this formula, splitting that two integrals, then evaluating first as I1, evaluating second as I2, and by applying standard result we get the value of I1, we get the value of I2. Substituting that values in equation 1, we get the required Fourier cosine transform. One more I will discuss. Find Fourier cosine transform of fx is equals to x condition 0 less than or equal to x less than or equals to 1. Second value is 2 minus x for 1 less than or equal to x less than or equals to 2, and the third value is 0 for x greater than 2. Here function is having three values, x, 2 minus x and 0, and the total range is 0 to infinity, which we have to split as 0 to 1, 1 to 2 and then 2 to infinity. Fourier cosine transform is given by fc lambda as root 2 by pi integral from 0 to infinity f of u cos of lambda u du. Splitting that integral, therefore root 2 by pi as it is. 0 to infinity we split as first 0 to 1. In between 0 to 1 that function is x. Replacing x by u, we get u cos of lambda u du. Then next integration from 1 to 2, where the function is 2 minus x. In terms of u, it is 2 minus u cos of lambda u, plus integration from 2 to infinity, that value is 0 into cos of lambda u du. I have split it as 0 to 1, 1 to 2 and 2 to infinity as per the given information, and it is equals to root 2 by pi. Performing the first integration or first integral by parts, u is algebraic, cos is trigonometric, therefore this must be the first, this must be the second term. Therefore evaluating by generalized part, first term u, integration of cos sin lambda u with respect to u, therefore divided by lambda coefficient of u, then minus derivative of u 1, next integration of sin minus cos lambda u upon lambda and this previous lambda, it becomes lambda square. Next derivative 0, therefore we stop here and limit from 0 to 1, plus We perform the second integral. Again, a product of two terms. First is algebraic, second one is trigonometric. Therefore, 2 minus u must be the first term. Integration of cos sin lambda u upon lambda minus derivative of this with respect to u minus 1, integration of sin minus cos lambda u upon lambda square. Next derivative of this constant term is 0. We stop here and limits from 1 to 2. And then substituting the upper and lower limit, u as 1, therefore it is 1, sin of lambda upon lambda minus minus plus cos of lambda divided by lambda square minus lower limit u as 0, this becomes 0, minus minus plus cos 0 as 1 by lambda square. Therefore, upper limit minus lower limit. Similarly, for the second, upper limit as 2 for u, 2 minus 2 we get 0, minus 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 3 times minus minus cos of 2 lambda divided by lambda square minus lower limit u as 1, 2 minus 1 we get 1, sin of lambda divided by lambda minus cos of lambda divided by lambda square. And then simplifying it, the sin lambda by lambda and this is with minus sign get cancelled. We get root 2 by pi cos lambda upon lambda square and minus minus plus cos lambda upon lambda square, it becomes 2 times okay. Then minus 1 by lambda square and this one as minus cos of 2 lambda by lambda square and therefore it is equals to root 2 by pi. We can find the LCM of all this term as lambda square. We get the term as 2 cos lambda minus 1 minus cos 2 lambda as the required answer of the required Fourier cosine transform. Therefore, with the help of all this example, I try to explain how we can find Fourier cosine transform when the condition is x greater than or equals to 0, means when x lies between 0 to infinity. Okay. Therefore, if you are watching my videos, please like and share it as well as subscribe to my channel for latest updates. Thank you very much.